It's fucking cold out. And I saw an Asian person outside, and I think Asian people look better when they're cold. And I think white people look worse when they're cold. And black people, I can't tell because they're all bundled up. Frank, go ahead.
Thank you, Pat. Welcome to the Pat Oates Show, POS, with our co-host, Bobby Tamburo, and our real special guest tonight, the rapper, The Red Baron. Welcome, Red.
You overthought. You made it like retarded. You were there.
I nailed it, man.
No, that wasn't a nail.
7 out of 10.
Hey, Red, did I nail it?
You totally nailed it.
There you go.
He's high. He doesn't know. Well, thanks for joining us, buddy. I'm happy you could be on.
Of course, brother.
We were just talking before, Bobby, before you came on. He finally got a chance to perform again on a stage with only like 10 people. And usually comedy, we know that's hard, but in music, without having anyone there, it's got to be tough. But it had to feel – Bobby's a comic, Frank's a comic, so we all know we miss being in front of people. But, like, when you tell jokes in front of 5 people, we've all done it. It is different. You have to get that right mindset. But in this time frame, because we're not getting enough time to do that, it doesn't matter who's there. It's just the fact that we're on stage doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your insights.
Mr. Red Baron.
Yeah.
I don't know, what type of rapper are you? Are you a high energy rapper, like a DMX volume type of guy, or more of a lyrical, laid back, like an Action Bronson style?
I'm not necessarily about volume when I rap, but I kind of involve a little bit of everything. I don't do a lot of singing per se.
Okay, the reason I ask is, like, I'm a very low energy comic. Pat can attest to this. Like, I don't act things out a lot. I'm kind of more think about it. So when there's a small audience, it's really a different set for me because I got to bring a whole different level of energy. Is it the same for you rapping?
I only have a couple songs where I do like the really fast double time. So like those are kind of like my my show off.
Got you.
Ones, like when I do the live shows, and it's way different because as a musician, you're not getting the instant gratification you would as a comic. Like when you throw out a punchline, either, you know, if you have a small audience as a musician, either the reaction will get buried by the music or it'll just completely fly over people's heads.
If I was going to compare two people, a comic and a artist like him, you two.
Okay.
It's the writing. Bobby's writing is fantastic. Bobby's the thing that makes you think too when you hear the joke.
Yeah.
And that's what I was
Red
getting
is the
from
same
your
way.
vibe. Yeah.
Red's one of the, and I mean this in a wonderful way, but he's one of the clearest spoken rapper. You hear enunciate every single word, and he does it in a rhythm and style that doesn't feel like he's trying to enunciate every word. But he takes pride in what he writes, so therefore you hear every word. I can quote half his stuff after hearing it once. It's one of those things. Same thing with Bobby. I hear his joke once, and the writing, the timing, you hear it once and you enjoy it. You hear it twice and you find something new. You're both very similar in that way, where once in a while you both can go high energy, but you're at your best when you're both allowed to tell a story.
Yeah, I like that. I like to have stuff where it's like you listen to it once, you're like, oh, that's cool, but you listen to it again, you're like, oh, I think I missed that, or like, oh, I didn't hear that before.
Or, oh, shit, that means that. Like, you're like, ooh. It's like, Bobby's the same way. I'm like, oh, that means the N-word. Like, I didn't know that.
You really like that joke, man. Thank you. That brings me
I've told you
the
reason why I like that joke, because there are people who have tried. Yes, that joke has been in a wrong way, in a different way, in a meme form sometimes. You have made it so original and so yours that I don't think about that thing. And to me, that's a talent. To take when someone takes an idea and goes, oh, it's generic. But the key is you can take anything and either go hack with it or go so original, make it your own, that you don't think of that thing. And I don't think of those things when I hear you tell jokes. You take something and you make it yours. You know, so I've always appreciated that. Frank and I are just hacks. We just yell out dumb shit, and that's what we do. We're loud, and no one's going to fuck with us.
Same thing with music topics.
Right. There's a lot of rappers who just say the same thing over. Got my bitch, got my car, whatever. But like, I listen to certain guys who listen. There's a lot of very depressed rappers out there right now, and who I've been listening to recently, and my daughter's even like, well, "Where did you find him?" But Toby Lou, and if you don't know him, he's almost like the Billie Eilish of rap. If I had to explain somebody, he's like, I'm sad, but now I'm okay. I had to borrow $5 from my friend. It's like it's great. He's out and shit. He's having an all right day. But he's still calling people bitch, and I just enjoy him. He's just like whatever feeling he had. He's like instead of having a diary, he's just rapping.
Yeah,
it's fucking fantastic. I like him. Brockhampton, I enjoyed, even though they're all canceled, all 89 of them. But they're incredible because there's like 15 different guys in there. You get every different emotion. It's almost like a schizophrenic person with all 18 of them in there.
That's why I was always a fan of Odd Future.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, you're welcome, Bobby. Fuck off. See, I know stuff. I'm not just some old white man.
People burn shit. Fuck school, right?
Yeah, I fuck shit. Bitches know, and bitches also don't know sometimes.
Sometimes,
you know that. You have to know, you have to ask a bitch. Are you one of the ones that know?
Yeah.
You're the ones that don't know.
Legally, do you know?
Legally about bitches?
No, I mean you ask them. Legally,
you as lost as I am.
Frank's not lost. Frank knows about bitches. Right, Frank?
Bitches are dogs.
I was just watching Frank's eyes ping pong back and forth.
Yeah, I know bitches. Man.
Yeah, Frank knows about bitches.
Oh, bitch.
Bob, you don't know about bitches in a hotel? You should know about bitches.
Here they ain't shit, but hoes and tricks, right?
Right. Some of them aren't shit, but hoes and tricks. But some bitches be shopping, or is that women? Women be shopping, not bitches. I forget who shops.
Women be shopping.
All right, first story, and it's a personal one. I was running. Yeah, even though it's 30 degrees, I'm still running like an asshole. So I was running last night. It wasn't late, but it's getting dark early now, right? We're in New England. So like 6 o'clock, 6:15, it was dark out. I was running. It's a lit area on a main road, right? I'm running. A guy, a girl, and their dog. The guy's got the dog by a main road off of the what?
I said, did you get raped?
I will let you know. That's how this story works. I will let you know. And if I got raped, I might have started with that before. How is your concert? I'm guessing I didn't get raped.
Boy, Pat, you kind of buried the lead on that
rape. With rape, guys. All right, so I'm running. I'm doing my thing, and they're off to the side enough. I see the dog, but it's on a leash. But this dog is running around pretty wild. So I actually run into the shoulder of the road and get off the sidewalk to respect it, whatever. Just to premise it, not a fan of dogs, not a fan of pets. I don't like pets at all. Not that I hate them or anything. I have a problem. It's just not my cup of tea. I believe that if you have to own a pet, you have control issues because you can't handle people. So you want to love something that can't talk back to you. But that's only my thoughts. And anyway, and you can always tell it, you can kill it at any time. I think that's why people have pets. But anyway,
and
so
like
I'm
if
running.
you have 8 of them that will love you unconditionally, no matter what kind of a piece
Is it
of shit
unconditional
you
if you're taken away from your parents and forced to be into a home and then you call yourself mommy? Is that? I think there's a condition. Anyway, so I'm running. So I'm running down. I'm doing my thing, and I go away. The dog comes flying at me and jumps up, and the guy can't even hold a leash. And actually, I watch him take 2 steps forward with it. So now it can reach. It jumps up. I have a jacket on. It jumps up and it bites the elbow of my jacket. Doesn't get my skin or me, but nips at me. And I turn, and the guy just right away turns and yells at the dog. And I went, no. And the guy's like, he goes, you're my dog? I'm like, no, I'm yelling at you, dude. No, bad dude. Don't yell at that dog. Are you kidding me? That dog doesn't know. That's a dog. It doesn't know what to do. It sees someone running. It's doing its thing. We're bringing his dog out to the street, and then the woman turns and yells at me. And I go, lady, get the fuck out of this conversation. You're not even involved. I'm already dealing with one bitch. And the guy laughed. And then she's like, excuse me, it's my dog. I go, then handle your fucking dog. Or I'm going to sue you 2 fucking hippies, whatever the fuck you are. They had dreads, but they smell like patchouli, but it wasn't good. Anyway, so I'm like, get your fucking dog out of the way. And the guy goes, well, you shouldn't be running at night.
Handle your bitch,
a fucking polar bear at night, you asshole. I didn't sue. I didn't take any numbers because I could look at them and tell there wasn't any money. I wasn't bit. I wasn't going to fake some shit.
Yeah.
Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it me for not just going, okay, it's no one's fault, whatever? Is it them for not understanding their dog should be next to a busy road with cars flying by and a person, if it doesn't understand itself? Is it the dog for not knowing to run away from these 2 white pieces of shit? Or is it the lady for thinking she can spout out? Or the guy who can't turn to his woman and me and tell us both, hey, sorry, I'm a piece of shit? Who is the piece of shit? Bobby, go first.
The lady. The lady is the piece of shit. You were running at night. You're allowed to run at night.
Yeah.
The guy was flustered because the dog bit you, and I think he probably was going to get to the point to apologize once he calmed down and like the shock wore away. And then his bitch came over the hill and had to run her mouth. And you called her out on it too, and I think that's hilarious. You went instantly into a heckler mode, like, "Hey, muzzle your bitch."
Fuck that.
Hey, this is my
I'm
bread
gonna
and
get
butter, baby.
All I
You
thought
are
was
in
this
my
would be a good
wheelhouse
story
now.
on POS. That's all I thought when it happened.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, this is my wheelhouse now. So it's her. It's her dog. If I don't have a pet either, but if it bit somebody, my first thing would be like, "Are you okay?" Right? Like,
Absolutely.
nobody even checked that first. That would have been the first words out of my mouth. Holy
Know what
fuck,
the first
are you
words
okay,
out of my
sir?
mouth would have not been? That's my dog. I would have not taken ownership.
Yeah,
I would
no.
let that guy
Really.
die on that hill. I don't know why she thought she needed like that. Like that's some fucking ego shit where she thought, well, I'm gonna say it's mine. Then this guy will bow down. Like, whoa. I know on Twitter women are always right, but not in the real world, bitch. That's not how this works
Your
out.
dog just bit me. I have the ultimate trump card here.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Red Baron, who is the piece of shit?
Well, first off, bitch, control your bitch.
There you go.
Second off, I think probably if they're both the owners, then equally divided amongst them, and probably partially the dog for not running away from those weird hippies.
So they're all, as a collective, the group are a piece of shit. I like that.
Yeah,
You're right. They're a team. They're a dumb family. And they're a piece of shit family.
It's
Frank.
like a nuclear family, but no kid and a stupid dog.
Yes. And by nuclear, we mean we hope someone blows them up.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Frank, piece of shit.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Originally, I was going with the crowd and saying that it was the bitch who was the piece of shit. But thinking about it, it's the guy. The guy number one. The guy number one, guy number two, because he's with the bitch. That's the problem. He shouldn't be with that bitch. He should be alone with that dog. And then you wouldn't have that problem dealing with the bitch.
You know what? I'll guarantee white women watching this are going to say, it's Pat. Pat should have understood and stopped and fed the dog with little treats and rubbed its head and cared for it. No, I'm running, okay? I'm 46 and I'm trying to stay in shape in 30-degree weather, okay? Don't give me any shit. Yeah, maybe I'm running home not because I'm trying to stay in shape. Yeah, fuck your cat. Anyway, so and listen, I believe that if you do anything makes you happier in life, do that. If people like to have pets, I've never told anyone not to have a pet around me or whatever. It's just not for me. I just don't like it. If someone says, "Oh, look, here's my dog," I'm like, "That's nice," but then I'm like, they want me to fuck with it. All right, they're like, "Hey, pet it and do some shit." I'm like, "No, that's your dog. It's not. I don't want. It's not. I'll watch your TV, but I'm not gonna watch your dog. Your TV is more entertaining to me than your dog." Yeah, look, he has a boner. Cool. Way to have the Red Rocket. It's fun.
Hey, Pat, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Both on the same side of the street.
Yeah. It was on, for people that know the area, it was Route 34. I mean, it's a busy road.
It's a major road.
It's a road right where it turns by that church. They were right in front of that church where the firehouse is in the church there, where you can turn to get on Route 8.
Right.
So it's a big sidewalk and a big place there. And I think one of those places is like low-income housing, one of those places. I'm pretty sure they were coming out of there. Not trying to judge anyone. I'm also very broke. But at the same time, if you're really broke and live there, maybe not have a dog. Maybe save money for human food. But anyway, so I guess when you see a homeless person with a dog, it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that to that dog? Let that dog go into a house. Don't make him homeless with you. That dog could have done it on its own. But anyway, so yeah, I'm running. It's a huge sidewalk too, but I made sure I saw the dog running. The leash was real long. They had no control. So I literally went into the shoulder of the road to give them more, and the dog still came at me and nipped me in the fucking elbow. And I looked quick. I was like, oh, I hope I'm bit because I could use this money. I was hoping I was missing some elbow. I'm like, oh, this would be a nice end to 2020, baby. Just own it. Because maybe they don't have money, but I'll get something.
Dude, kids, Christmas isn't canceled.
I've been with like 3 people recently, all who have like very shitty cars, and all of them, I've heard all of them say like, "Oh, I wish they would have hit me. Oh, I would have fucking paid for this car."
Yeah, but I'd rather be hit by a car than bit by a dog.
Could you not wish the violence while I'm in the fucking car with you, please?
Yeah, but maybe you get some money too.
I've already been through car accident trauma.
Me too, but I never got money out of it. I need the one where I get money, not that I just go to the hospital.
Pat, you should have dropped down and claimed tennis elbow.
I thought, Frank, I'm not lying. I thought for a minute to go, oh, like the whole thing.
Tennis
Oh
elbow.
God.
But it's so not in me. Like I have that. Like, listen, I've really worked on things. I meditate. I relax now. But when something comes at me, that thing where it's just like I snap up, like more bass comes in my voice, and I get upset at those who don't have it or try to offer bass to me. Yeah. So I was ready to fight guy, woman, or dog. Somebody was getting these.
I like how you are claiming you're ambivalent towards dogs, but your first reaction was to defend the dog. Like, hey, no, you leave that dog alone.
Well, why? Because I understand that it's an animal.
I think it was a very compassionate move.
Well, it's not even compassionate. It's just there's no. How am I going to argue with a dog? I only can argue with people.
Well, I mean, you can try. It probably won't go well, but
like I'm afraid of giant birds. I am. I have a fear of giant birds, like turkey, vultures, geese. Want to know why? Because I have no idea how to fight one. No idea. How do you fight it?
Punch it in the head.
How do you? Okay, you're saying that it's a skinny, tiny little head. It moves around. If you catch it, it's mostly beak, which would hurt your hand. You could try to go for neck.
He's like Mike Tyson? Like, why are you afraid?
Because if I can't fight something, then I have fear of it. If I don't know how to, because it could beat me up. It's a lose-lose. If I beat the shit out of a goose, someone sees me and goes, that motherfucker just beat up a goose. If a goose beats me up, then I'm the asshole who got beat by a goose. If I beat up a dude or a bear or something, then like, holy shit, that guy beat up a bear. Like, if I lose to a bear, people are like, oh, good try. At least you tried to fight a bear. But if I fight a pigeon, there's no win.
But I'd rather be the asshole that fought the goose and won than forever be clowned for losing a fight to a goose.
No, you say that. But anyone could say, okay, whatever, the goose beat you up, it's funny. Remember that time? Hey, you know, Pat? Oh, that guy who beat the fuck out of a bird? Like, all of a sudden, you're not hanging out with other people. You're beating up birds now. That's what
in local news, former Last Comic Standing champion Pat Oates caught on tape under arrest for beating the shit out of a bald eagle. He was attacked by a bald eagle and retaliated until the bird was dead.
And he was
the bird was mocking it by having his haircut. You know what the worst part is about that, Bobby? I've thought about that recently where I'm like, now I've had to be essential again and stuff. So I'm like, watch it be in local news, Big Lot employee, sometimes comic, part-time radio personality, and guy whose mom died on TLC Stream Cheapskates, Pat Oates.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, there we go. Bobby, do you have one today?
Sure. I have an update to it. Last week, you may have heard I pitched a story where it was a hypothetical story where I mentioned that certain comedians weren't getting booked at the local show.
There's a secret show, Baron, that's been going on that a friend of ours puts on for Help Out Comics. It's usually like in like the Greenwich area of Connecticut in a backyard somewhere, and been taking care of some comics being on it. And some of the comics we know in a circle get booked on it. Some don't. I was booked on it once. There's been several. And Bobby was doing a hypothetical how certain guys should get booked more than once, and he was meaning me.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they reached out to me this week to see if I would do this show, and I can't now. Because I'm scheduled to work my regular job. Oh. So who's the piece of shit in the story? Me for making a big fuss about us not getting booked and then getting booked and not being able to, or them for waiting till the last minute to book us?
Well, they didn't book us.
Oh, not us, me. My bad, Pat. Still trying to get you on the show, buddy. I love you.
I know, and I appreciate it, but I think I made it pretty clear last week that I want that spot, and I was happy to see that ski mask got a spot on it.
Yeah, Kevin's a good dude.
And he deserves the stage time. He's here from Texas. Yeah. He needs the stage time.
He puts a lot of work in, yeah.
Me and Los were on his show.
Oh, you went on a ski mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured because if anyone comes on my show, he finds out they exist. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. I actually mentioned you to him when we spoke. I'm very happy you were on there. I like them. I'm a big fan of what they're trying to do and all that stuff. And I like all the people they deal with. I like the people that put on the free shows. I mean, the secret shows, and that's good. But, Bobby, I want you to get stage time. And I'm not trying, and believe me, I know I'm going to catch shit for what I'm about to say. Pat Dixon, Gino Bisconti, they need the stage time more than I do. Not trying to be a dick, but I think I get more work in clubs than they do right now because of what they do with their day jobs. Not because I'm better, because they're doing normal daytime talk show things and all the other things they have going on. They can't travel as much or do things like that, even in this time. I don't think they're getting on stage as much as I am or able to work out things as I am. So therefore, I think they need it more. They should be on there. And I like the mixture of different comics. Some female comics getting on that show as well. They're doing a good job with that.
Do you know Visconti's a female comic now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think nobody, even Bobby didn't argue that.
Okay.
Gino Visconti is a female comic now. He would like to hear that. He would. He owns a cat like you, and he loves penis. So it's great. No, I'm not shitting on them. That's not to me. If someone took that as an insult, I'm sorry. I meant it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Pat's not getting a ton of comedy work because he's also doing so much work with podcasts and the shows in compound. He's got 200 or 300 shows, so he can't get on stage a lot. They deserve that stage time more than I should have it because I'm getting stage time, and I'm a whore. I don't want 10 minutes. I want 45. I'm not going to get it there. That's how I work things out, So I appreciate it, Bobby, but I'm happy for the people who are getting it that are getting it. If they offered it to me, I'd be like, oh, good. Can it be just me and Bobby and no one else? Because I'd like that. I'd like you doing 25, me doing 45. I'd be happy with that shit.
I feel you. If they would have asked me for the show to do like 10 minutes, I would have been like, nah, I'm good. But
you would have taken it. What are you talking about?
He was like, you could do a half hour if you want. I was like, all right, cool, man.
You're on the show?
No.
No, I was mad. But you know what? I was kidding. Fuck that. No, he's on the show.
Oh, hey, I froze up there for a second. Couldn't really hear what you were talking about, Pat. My bad.
Because it looked like you were real mad. Oh, you weren't? It didn't freeze up. Why are you afraid of that? That's
no. I'm not afraid.
I know
of
you're a
anything.
compound guy, but
the only point I would make for certain is, I'm also a stage whore, but in the sense that I would take whatever time, and I'm at that point where.
But that's what I said. I said you
can't
need
even
that stage time
fathom
right now.
What your perspective at all? Like, so I don't have any context for that at all.
No, but you need that stage time right now.
Yeah. Like
you're growing still. You need it.
Yeah,
I would love it. I'm not saying
really
I don't need it, but I'm not wanting it as much. I would, if they asked me and then there was money was there and it was worth doing, I would like to do it 6 months from now. But I just did it. To me, I just did it. I know it was like 3 other shows, but I just did it. It was fun. I saw their backyard. It was fine. Nice. It's a good time. I don't drink. That's the big part. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
It's a party.
It's a party.
Yeah.
It's a hang. And it's an after hang. You know how many of those dudes are going to be happy? Like, I saw a couple of the female comments. You know how happy some of those dudes are going to be? To see women. They don't know what women are. Some of those dudes that go to those shows, they don't know real women. They're going to be happy. They love Gino. Their goal in life is to drink with Gino and to hang out with Pat and talk to him about Trump. That's their life. They love it. I don't talk
I'm still hurting
things.
from a Monday drinking with Gino, so be careful what you wish for.
Right, but those people like that. The fans, their thing's not about
the piece of shit, Pat.
What? What do you say?
I'm sorry. You froze up for a second. My bad. I was saying, who's the piece of shit? Is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no real piece of shit, but you're the piece of shit in it only because you did kind of come on here to a hypothetical. Make a thing. They reached out. They love you.
I know. I love them too.
Shows and stuff. Yeah, they love dealing with you. So they're like, oh shit, we don't want to hurt our boy Bob. They know they're not going to hurt me, whatever. They don't want to hurt our boy Bob. We don't hurt their relationship. We like him. And then they offered to you, and you're like, nah, my bad. I can't take time off work for the thing I begged for on it show. And by the way, just so you know, even more so, Red, is that one of the guys from their show, Jim, wasn't my guest last week, so he was also saying it. The guy doesn't book the show, but he's really good friends with the guy who does, so therefore basically talking to the people who run the show to get him. He was trying to help me. He could just easily go to – if Bobby just said, hey, I'm going to show up on Saturday and he had the free time, they would have given him 10 minutes, without a doubt. If Bobby was there, they would have offered him 10 minutes.
Mr. Barron, let me break it down for you in terms you can understand.
All right.
Pat is my Dr. Dre. I am his Eminem. I would take bats to people's bats for him. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to get him in the show. You understand that, right? Rap lingo.
Yeah.
Frank, you understand that analogy, correct?
I understand most of what was said tonight.
Frank, who do you think the piece of shit is?
Okay, what we're dealing with is basically what you did. You took a prime rib cowboy steak from Ruth Christie's and made it into a Salisbury steak from your local diner. You begged basically last week for time on this show. I mean, and they felt it. They felt your need. They felt your compassion. And what do? You say, fuck you, I'm busy. What are you, crazy? You got a
He's
fucking
busy, though. He's gotta work.
opportunity.
He's got to work.
Come on. Well,
Now,
every
Frank,
comic
I thought
makes adjustments in their schedule to get the gig.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
He's got hotel life to pay for.
I thought, Frank, if anybody would give me support, it would be you, because you would understand that all we did was bring press to this secret show. It's now been talked about on 4 different podcasts.
But you know what, Bobby? They didn't reach out to Frank. We brought that up. I wanted Frank to get stage time. Frank lives right there. Frank lives 15 minutes from it.
Where did they do the show?
Greenwich.
Oh, my God. I didn't know
It's in your
that.
fucking backyard.
It sounds like they're pieces of shit for not having Frank on the show.
Boom!
That's
Boom.
right.
Yeah,
There
I'd
you
like
go.
to change it. Yeah.
Bobby, I take it back. You handle it magnificently. They are a piece of shit.
Frank, we got to put on a secret show and just book Bobby.
Okay, that's right.
Frank,
Bobby.
Wait. I have a better idea. Frank, what if we
Yes.
dress you up and say you're a famous comedian they haven't heard of from England? And we're like, oh, I brought this dude from England. You got to give him stage time.
No.
He's Frank
Bring him out of-
Fish and Chips Mergalo. And he's
This is
I
Prince
have-
Abdullah Ali.
I have a lousy British accent, but as you know, I can nail the Middle Eastern accent from
No, we
Saudi
don't know
Arabia.
that. We've never heard you do it. We just
Let's
saw
see
you
it, Frank.
dressed.
Yeah, pretend you. Let's do you do Middle Eastern comedy?
I
Let's
sent
hear
you
it.
guys the tape of it last week.
Frank, we didn't watch it. Frank, do
What?
an English accent.
I can't do one.
Why
And
have you not-
Okay,
Why have you not tried to pass Frank off as the ghost of Don Rickles?
There you go. Oh,
Don
you're-
Rickles,
you're
illegitimate.
Rod Rickles. His
Yes.
brother, like Chris Farley's brother.
Chris Farley's easier. Yeah.
Chris Farley's brother does comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he's funny.
I
But
think
you
he's
could
booked
be
on the
Don
next
Rickles'
secret show.
brother.
But what
He's
about his
Don-
other brother?
He's Don Rickles' illegitimate child.
Yeah. I think he's older than Don Rickles.
No.
Aren't you older than him, Frank?
No, I'm not.
Well, he's dead.
Rickles
well,
done.
there
Yeah,
we go.
Rickles dead. I've seen him a few times. They're fun guy.
Yeah, but you're older than him now because he's dead. He'll never
I
get
didn't cast him yet. No, he was in his 90s when he died.
Oh,
So
you got
I
time.
have not reached that level yet of age.
Oh, so he's good then. It can fucking work.
Let's move on.
I want to hear Frank tell a joke as a Middle Easterner. Like with your Middle
you
Eastern
know what? We'll
accent.
close the show with that.
Frank,
Where are we going next? All right, Frank, I'll get to you. I know you got some shit, so we'll get to you next.
Okay.
But first, Goya Food CEO says AOC was named Employee of the Month after a boycott. Goya Food CEO Bob Unanu, whatever, said Monday Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was selected as the company's Employee of the Month earlier this year after she drew attention to the boycott against the company, and a spike in sales followed. Unanu was criticized in July for praising President Donald Trump during a visit to the White House. We're all truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump, who's a builder, CEO, said during a speech after a roundtable. Basically, because he said he liked Trump, AOC came out and said we should all boycott Goya.
Right.
Since she said that, their numbers have gone through the goddamn roof. So as a joke, they named her Employee of the Month. Who's the piece of shit? Is it the Goya CEO for going that level? I mean, it's a weird public thing because now Trump's not president anymore. I mean, yeah, I guess he's not going to ever leave, but Biden will be there too. And it's a weird move because now the Democrats are there. Is it AOC for like, really? Can you shut your mouth for a minute? You're mad at Goya? Shut up. Aren't you Goya? Like, isn't AOC kind of part Goya? Is it? I think she's like part white, part Goya. And is it just people that buy Goya? They're not buying, people that eat Goya. I'm not trying to be racist, but I will be. People that like Goya don't pay attention to politics. I don't think they even know any of that happened. It's becoming colder out. And also, when did the sales go up? Did it go up at the first of the month? Because that's when people buy the most Goya, because that's when their EBT cards get filled up. So maybe that was the spike, not because of that. Who knows? Is it me for just bringing up a story because I think it's funny that somebody like AOC is now the Goya Employee of the Month, which means another time that Mexicans did not get the recognition they deserve, because there's some guy driving a payloader who deserved to be fucking Employee of the Month and didn't get it because the CEO made a fucking joke and now doesn't have to give out that sweet parking spot. Baron, go to you first.
Okay, you said the guy who owned it, his name is Unu.
I couldn't pronounce it, so I just went Unu.
Okay, well, he doesn't sound like he would own Goya. He sounds like he would
No.
make a teriyaki sauce. As for a piece of shit, I don't know, probably you for the end part right there.
His name is spelled Unanue.
Oh, Rodriguez.
All right. Frank, who's a piece of shit?
All right. That's a tough one because I'm going to say this, that it started out to be the president, Mr. Rodriguez, but he took a negative and made it into a positive. I mean, his job is to increase sales. I'm looking at it strictly as a business point of view, trying to find a piece of shit in this. It's not her for saying that. She had her beliefs and she said what was on her mind. She's a public figure. She's allowed to do that.
Yeah, but Frank, he didn't do that to increase sales. The sales already got increased, and he said it afterwards. The sales went through and she spoke, and then after all the sales went up, he named after the sales were done.
Right. He named her
employee of the month.
That was great. He got more publicity.
Sales.
All publicity is good publicity. He got great publicity from a negative, and then what he did, he jumped on it again, and it was losing steam, and he came out and made her employee of the month, and that just boosts sales more.
When someone's announced as a sexual predator in their neighborhood, is that good publicity, Frank?
Well, it depends how you look.
I don't know. It doesn't depend how you look at it. Not all publicity is good publicity.
Then more people will know. Then more people will know about them.
That's right.
Maybe he's private in his work. He doesn't want the world to know his art. You know what I mean? Bobby, who's the piece of shit?
I like the way Frank thinks.
No one does. Bobby.
Pat, this one's tougher than usual. Normally, they're pretty cut and dry.
Right.
Like, Frank tells a story. It's Frank because he takes it 20 minutes.
Don't worry.
Just a shitty story. But this one's tough. Everybody seemed to play their role. Like, Goya supported the president. I don't know why all of a sudden that's a bad thing to do. That used to be a thing.
Because the people that eat Goya are usually Democrats.
Yeah, all right. But AOC does her thing. Let's boycott him. That's what she's supposed to do. She's the young, hip liberal. And then the guy makes it funny. He names her employee of the month. That's how politics used to be. Like, that used to be how they used to take jabs at each other. Kind of funny things like that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good chess move.
Yeah, like, it's just fun back and forth. Like, if AOC rolls with it and goes, I think we should still keep boycotting, you know what I mean? It does her thing, whatever. The piece of shit in this story is the cunt who works for Goya who's upset that they did not get selected employee of the month.
Yeah.
We all know that person that tries super hard, shows up 10 minutes early, stays an hour late, is always cleaning up. That's the piece of shit in this story. Because why are you working so fucking hard for Goya? Stop. It's not worth it.
Because it's the only place that hires you without a green card.
That's not true.
I guess there's
other construction, stand-up comedy. Tell some jokes.
Comedy's
rapping,
gone right
Red
now.
Baron?
Construction, no one's building anything right now. All you got is Goya, baby. It's essential.
I'm just saying. I think that's who the piece of shit is.
I wonder if Goya will eventually get into construction in stand-up comedy.
I would not go in a building built by Goya. What's this foundation? Negro beans.
It's just all beans.
Negro beans. UK mom cleared after having sex with a 14-year-old boy. Reportedly plans to make OnlyFans. A mom of 3 who was cleared of knowingly having sex with a boy who was only 14 now plans to capitalize on her notoriety by peddling images and videos on a raunchy website, according to a report. I think about doing an OnlyFans account. People already hate me, so there's not much to lose. Tay Vincent announced to an Instagram video, the Sun reported. OnlyFans is a subscription site. We all know what it is. Vincent, 32, admitted 32, and he was 14. And by the way, in the picture, pretty hot. Admitted to
she did that boy. She did that boy a favor then.
We don't know. That's a weird thing. Admitted to initiating sex with the teen after inviting him and a pal into her Gloucestershire home. The mom insisted she thought he was 16, the legal age of consent in the UK.
So they ran train on her?
No, just the one. But she thought the guy was 14 or 16.
Oh.
She had told the Gloucester Crown Court that it was only after they had finished in bed that the youngster panicked and confessed his tender age. He came and went 14. That's awesome. But Vincent was ultimately cleared after the court was told how the boy had lied about his age before, including when setting up a Facebook profile when he was too young to be approved. She said in an online rant that she hopes the teen's family gets karma, the Sun reported. I'm not an evil person. What this is doing to my family, she said, along with a crying face emoji in response to a social media user, was told she was pretty lucky to have spared a jail sentence. I do count myself lucky, she added on Instagram, and then put a picture of herself in a sundress. I mean, she's not hot, but for an English lady, she's okay. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it a woman who's like, well, I thought he was 16. She's 32. Listen, I've dated young, but that's young. I mean, that you're still in school. You don't need to fuck something that young. That's crazy. Is it the boy for lying and saying he was 16 when he was 14 for going through all that? Is it him? Even though that's what a young boy would do, you lie. When you're 18, you say you're 21. When you're 17, you say you're 18. When you're 14 and a mom says she'll fuck you, you say you're 16. You know what I mean?
You're whatever
watching
age.
porn all the time.
I would be whatever age she wanted me to be.
That's it.
Now she said 4. Anyway, let me get you guys will get your chance. Is it the family of the boy for bringing this to court, for doing all this, making a spectacle? Because yes, okay, you want to defend your son, he was raped, but that is what happened there, okay? But at the same time, now your son is known as the nerd who came and yelled out, I'm 14. That's going to be bullying.
Oh, I'm 14.
In English.
Oh, I'm 14.
14. I'm 14.
Way too deep. That's way too deep. It was.
No, he would fake it. He would go,
I'm 14.
so then
You're all acting like you're 14.
Can I fucking finish the story, you three? How can a woman 32 fuck a 14? A 14-year-old be like you three, wouldn't shut the fuck up, yell. I'm like, all right, I can't deal with this. You child? What are you doing? Wearing Pokemon boxers and fucking me? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Is it the family for bringing this attention? Who is it? Frank, you go first.
All right, it's simple. It's the woman, and it's double dipping. She was double dipping there. One, she posted the pictures to begin with, and then when she got caught, she did it again.
No, she didn't post the pictures till after.
The principal.
Yeah, she's posting pictures now to take advantage, like you said. All publicity is good.
Right.
She's now gonna try. She's hoping other 14-year-olds will sign up for her OnlyFans. Yeah. She can make some money off them.
Yeah. This is where something good is bad, and for her it was good to get the publicity. She's trying to better herself in the occupation of screwing young boys, but it's wrong.
Not her
it's
job.
Wrong. Well, look, how does she? It looks like she treats it that. Is she a school teacher?
No, she's just some fucking English bitch.
An English bitch that throws light on it.
Defend that statement.
She's still.
What does that mean? Time out. No, what does that mean?
Bobby, please ask him that again.
Yeah, defend that statement that it sheds light on it that she was English, Frank. What does that mean?
Well, they're more proper than us, so it must have been real.
You're saying English people are pedophiles by nature? Is that?
No, they're inbred. Most English people are inbred. I mean, we know that. We know that for a fact.
It's the West Virginia of Europe.
Know that.
Apparently,
that's the closest English accent you're going to get from West Virginia.
No, they're not known for being inbred.
Well, those cousin fuckers, the biggest empire in the world.
Well, how do you think they got to be the biggest
Italians
empire
are more
in the world?
fucking incestual, and Greeks.
I mean, right now, they're saying it. They got the vaccine first. Number one, why did they do that? Is because they know everybody.
Because they fuck their cousin.
Wait.
The number two is that.
Oh, I know who gets the vaccine. My cousin. When I'm done banging her, I'll ask for the vaccine real quick.
Is the vaccine sexually transmitted?
Yeah, and what the good thing, what it is that they don't have to go out to a bar to find a woman to have sex with. They go into the next bedroom.
They go to the family reunion.
The family reunion. Oh my God! Talk about a spreader. That's amazing. That's amazing.
What are you basing this on?
What is he talking? None of that makes sense.
What? Oh, now you want me to make sense?
You know what? You win. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's my
thank you.
bad. That's my bad. Bobby asked a simple question, and you went on your best Johnny Cochran with some bullshit that made no sense. Just spin in circles. We're both like, all right, you win. Whatever.
If
Go
the
ahead.
glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Governor.
Those are all pedophiles. What?
God don't quit, innit?
If the glove don't fit, ain't it?
Ain't it?
Ain't it?
Bobby, who's the piece of shit?
A piece of shit's the court, man. Like, if you go to court, right, and you're like, oh, look at what that girl was wearing, or look at how much she had to drink, or look at the messages she posted online. Not an excuse for rape, and I'm not arguing that. Why all of a sudden is the fact that the kid lied about how old he is an excuse for rape? Like, he's a kid. That's why we have these rules, because kids do stupid things like lie about their age. Like, you got to protect them. And I get she's hot, and it might be good for him. But it may not. Like, a lot of kids can't separate sex from love. It may destroy this kid's life. Like,
We
we
can
all
only
had
hope.
pussy destroy our lives, and we were at least 28 years old to make that decision. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
This kid's 14, and he may have been permanently damaged. I think it's the courts for letting her off with a slap on the wrist.
Oh, without a doubt. The court is fucked up. The court, I mean,
Like,
to say
best-
that, oh, she was lied to. So you're,
The
I know
best argument
it's
I'll make is-
legal.
What if it was a picture, and you went, oh, I thought she was 18?
Right.
Like, that doesn't fly.
Like, if you're a pedophile, I hate to keep going to this defense, but if you're a pedophile and you're,
If you're English, if you're
watching
from
movies
Great
and
Britain.
you go, oh, I thought they were midgets. They don't let you go.
No.
I thought they were midgets with like baby diapers on. I thought they were just the midgets. This even if he was 16, yeah, it's not illegal. But lady, what are you doing fucking a 16-year-old? It's literally half your age. What the actual fuck are you doing? It's not going to be
Maybe she
good
thought it
for
was
you.
She thought it was a fountain of youth.
It's not as a dribbling fountain. I bet you he didn't spray much. I mean, that was, and I'm sure it didn't last long.
I think I know a simple
No.
solution. That woman should go to @Bobby_Tambur on Twitter. Just slide in the DMs, and I'll satisfy you enough that you don't have to fuck 16-year-olds anymore. Problem solved.
You know who the piece of shit is, Bobby? That
Me.
guy at the bar every day at the pub who hits on her and hits on her. And he's like 3 years older. And he's like, she's younger, but one day I'll break her. I know she's probably not seeing anybody else. And then he reads in the paper that she's fucking children. And he's bought her drinks. He fucking sent her flowers. He's trying to be romantic. He's learned her favorite movies. He quotes Hugh Grant because that's what they all like over there. And he's trying so hard. And he never gets shit. And then what if that's his son? What if his son fucked her?
Oh,
And he's
my
like, that guy's
God.
wanted her so bad. And his son got in an argument with his dad. It was like, Dad, seriously, Dad, I can't go watch the football. I can't go watch the football, governor. Well, let me go fuck your mistress. And then went there and fucked her. And then lied. He goes, you can't fuck yet. You're not 16. He goes, I lie on Facebook, Dad. We're English. We're inbred. Ask Frank.
I came to your mistress, Dad.
I like to think he was at work, just sitting there, and somebody came and was like, "Do you see this woman who banged a 16-year-old?" And he's just taking off his belt, like, "I'll be in the bathroom for a little bit if you're looking for me, governor."
Oh, he's going to kill himself. I thought you meant he was going to take off his pants and jerk off.
No. He's like, "It's the holidays. I'm alone. The girl I love fucked this 14-year-old. That's about it for me. I'm going to check out, guys. We'll try again next life."
Actually, it was autoerotic asphyxiation.
Nice. Just
There'd be
jerk off
that
David
debate. 'Cause it would be
Carradine
the
style.
picture of her.
Would you want to see her OnlyFans? I don't. It's just some lady who fucked a child. Like, why would I want to see it?
as long as she's not fucking children on the OnlyFans.
She wouldn't know. She's really bad at IDs.
Apparently.
She's like a bouncer at a college bar. Like, never close enough.
Anyone who's got a fake, she's like, nah, get in there.
Get in. You got a face? Get in.
She's
here.
going to get busted for selling pictures to a 14-year-old, and then she's going to go in the court and be like, "He said on my OnlyFans he was 18." And they're going to be like, no, we've heard this excuse before.
Fool me
once, shame on
come
me.
you. Fool me once. Red, who is the piece of shit in this story?
I think collectively, again, they're all pieces of shit.
You can't just do that. You can't just.
Why not? I think they all hold at least a slice of responsibility.
All right,
I
I'll give
think
you the slice.
she's obviously a piece of shit for fucking a child. He's a piece of shit because if you get a blessing, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Fair
C, it's the family. They should be respecting that woman. They should be holding her at the fucking level of a deity for giving ultimate pleasure to their son. And and the courts are fucked up.
Time out. Mr. Baron,
Yeah.
you're saying if you fucked a 32-year-old when you were 14, you wouldn't write a rap song about it. You're telling me you would not throw that a
I
bar in there?
definitely would, but I wouldn't tell everyone I'm 14.
Oh, when I was 14, I banged Mrs. Johnson. Said I was 16 on Facebook, so she sucked my Johnson.
Yeah.
You rhyme Johnson with Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm Lil Wayne. I can do what I want.
Yeah, Lil Wayne does what he wants.
This bitch was from England, but she said she was from Wisconsin. See, there you go.
Said she was from North Virginia. Or
Then when
West
I was
Virginia.
14, 32-year-old Miss Johnson, or suck my Johnson.
Sorry, Miss Johnson. I am for real. And there you go. But here's the better part. You said that. Do you think the family should hold her to a high standard? Like, if I was 14 and I fucked someone's mom, my dad would have yelled at me and not been proud of me. You're like, shut up. No, you didn't. Go to your room.
My dad would have been like, tight.
You're like, nope, she was 32.
He would have been like,
Not tight.
that's cool.
She was loose. All right. Now, Mr. Baron, sir, you're going to have to keep your attention now because this is the moment in the show where we let Frank tell a story.
All right.
And they aren't short, but they are well worth listening to.
They're always
Frank.
fantastic.
Frank, take it away.
Okay, thank you. For you who don't know that 40, 50 years ago, I was a prankster and played hoaxes on the media with the master hoaxer of all time, Mr. Alan Abel. And for 10 years, we had a great run. 40 years ago, we were in an off-Broadway play called Jester at Large. It was Alan and myself, and we were trying to find ways how to promote it. It was at the Little Theater on Broadway and 47th Street, and we were trying to sell some tickets. He came up with this bright idea because he was a dead ringer for the #1 on the FBI list of criminals, and it was the CIA operative that went rogue. He looked just like him. So we decided to have a press conference at the Warwick Hotel, and he was going to come out and tell his side of the story. I was his agent. I was going to introduce him. So we're set up at the Warwick Hotel, even emails. Telegrams went to the press. 100 people show up. We have somebody monitoring them outside. Alan and I were in the bedroom. The door was locked. We got a walkie-talkie set up in the conference room so we could hear what's going on and when to come out. And Alan was dressed in a business suit. I was dressed with a burnous on and a suit. I was playing Amir Assad, his representative. So what happens is somebody called the fucking FBI and said that the guy you're looking for is at the Warwick Hotel having a press conference. We don't know this. But what we found out later, 26 cars came up from downtown and surrounded the Warwick Hotel, and they came running in to the conference room. The girl didn't know what to say, and they said, where is so-and-so? And she didn't know what to say and said, where is he? And they said, he's in that room, and pointed to the bedroom. They take their guns out, 2 of them, and they bust down the door, and they see me with a burnous on and Alan standing over there. And with their guns drawn, they tackle us. He goes onto the bed. I go onto a chair and roll over. Alan is taking out his passport saying, I'm Alan Abel, I'm Alan Abel. I have nothing. I'm a fucking Arab. I got nothing, no proof of who I am. Okay, it took 20 minutes to talk him down. 20 minutes to talk him down. And Alan, as great as he is, he invited them to the show that night and gave them free tickets. Two FBI agents showed up with their wives.
Nice.
It was great. Who's the piece of shit? Is it Alan for thinking of this? Is it the FBI? Is it me for going along with it? Or is it the press for falling for it and the person that called the FBI? Now, I'm going to give you some insight, which I never said to anybody. I think Alan thought he would get more juice out of it if he called the FBI and had the FBI show up.
Ooh.
That was my take. I never discussed it with them, but that was my take on it. Who's the piece of shit?
First of all, you know who is not the piece of shit
Who?
for the first time in one of your stories? You.
Me.
Hell yeah, Frank.
Wanna know why? That was a short,
It was
tight,
a short one.
good
Was it
story.
short and tight?
Ed, you have no idea how long these stories usually go and how much bullshit's in them we don't need. Frank edited the fuck out of that. That was
That's
perfect.
right.
It kept our attention. It was great. But that being
Normally I
said,
take a piss.
also in this story, you
Yeah.
are the piece of shit. You are but you know about the pranks. You know what Alan does. You know there's always a chance you get arrested in every one of these pranks that we've heard.
Right.
Okay? Always. Where to put the ID in your goddamn sandal, you motherfucker. Put something somewhere. Cover your ass. You knew better. Alan had it. Everyone else did. Cover your ass. You know how this shit goes. Now, Red, this is before, not nowadays in Practical Jokers where you reveal shit. They never revealed their pranks. People have died not knowing they were pranked in the ways they do these things. So they go to their graves, or they just do it so they can promote other people's shit. Like, someone will have a book. Like, if you had an album back in the day and you're like, I want people to know an eye over my album, they would go and do this fake stunt in this whole thing and talk about the reason why they won the lotto is because of your album and listening to it. People would hear about the album, they'd buy it, and they would do this fake fucking thing, and it wasn't true. That's the way they were. But if you knew you can get in trouble, carry your fucking ID on you, dude. What the fuck? You had everything. You have the FBI. You have everyone there. The world's on. They can find you and they can make you go away. Carry your fucking license.
Were you really that convincing as someone who was Middle Eastern?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes, he was. He wanted to know how convincing you were as a Middle Eastern.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've done it many times. I've been on television many times playing Prince Amir Assad from Saudi Arabia. You know, yeah,
He wasn't gray then. He had the black beard, and with that, and with the whole
Yeah.
deal on, he looks like one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a full beard and I wore glasses. I had a tan all the time.
Red,
I
who's the
was
piece of
pretty
shit in
convincing.
Frank's story?
They all are.
Collectively, as a group.
I don't know. I guess if I had to pick one, I'd probably say his buddy, Alan, right?
Right, Alan, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he knew like that it could have that bad of a reaction and, you know, put you potentially in harm's way, then, you know,
But that was always they didn't care about that.
it's a pretty
Yeah,
Yeah,
bad
that was, we were always on the edge. You know, we were always at the edge of the building. That's the only way you could do it.
Collectively
jump
speaking, no, everyone involved was a piece of shit.
Collectively.
The FBI is.
Yeah.
Like, if you
Yeah.
walk in the room and it's you two guys, I feel like before they just tackled you, they could have been like, hey, we have a couple of questions. You seem awfully white, sir. Take off your hat real quick. Oh, you definitely just a white guy pretending to be an Arab. That's hilarious. Like, I
You
feel
don't
like-
match the description of who we're looking for.
yeah, we weren't that angry at Middle Eastern people then yet. We still had the two Twin Towers. Like,
But
you know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's why it worked, because we didn't know what they were.
Yeah. Like, I should have given you the benefit of the doubt. Alan did
Yeah.
his job. He's right. If the FBI arrests you guys, it's just going to be more press. That's hilarious.
Right.
So especially if he called him.
At
The
that
FBI
point,
Which
two
is
Americans-
brilliant if he did that.
Yeah,
At that
yeah.
point, two Americans, Middle Eastern, were like undiscovered species.
Yeah, they were
No,
the
no,
people
I'll
that
be
Lee
honest, you know,
Iacocca knew.
In the 70s, they had the oil crisis.
Right, but
and
that's
they-
all we knew them as.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And when I walked the streets as Prince Amir Assad with my robes on because my limo didn't come to pick me up and I had to walk 10 blocks, construction workers would spit on me and call me all kinds of fucking names.
You should have
Because
just said you were the wrestler, the Iron Sheik.
Put you in the camel clutch.
I fuck your ass.
Fuck you, I
make
fuck your
humble.
ass.
Humble
Fuck
you.
your ass. Fuck your ass. So you think it's the FBI? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They're the FBI. I don't feel safe knowing they couldn't figure out it was Frank.
Yeah. I feel like it should have been like, hey, that's Alan Abel. He's pulled stunts on us like 9 times by now. Hey, you guys want to meet Alan Abel? Come on in. Let's meet Alan. Hey, he's giving us tickets. This is great. It should have been a fun experience for all.
Hey, let's get a Polaroid with Alan.
Do you
That
think
or-
they all really now is that the part of the story, Bobby? Like you've heard a lot of these. The ending is where Frank lies, right? Where it's all happy endings and they all hang
Yeah.
out.
They all hang out.
It seems like none of his stories end up with Frank getting butt fucked in prison. Like I feel like half of them should.
No,
so.
the Super Bowl one basically
That was
did.
close. That was pretty close.
Do they
The whole
all
family
basically?
about that
Do
story.
they end up basically him at the Winchester grabbing a pint?
No,
Yeah,
it usually ends up with him just yelling at a famous person.
Yeah.
This is the first time he didn't yell at a famous person, but he wanted
a famous woman who was trying to clearly hook up with him, by the way. That's
Yeah.
usually how it ends up. There's some hot actress who's in the car with Frank, like, ooh, Prince Abdul Amir, you want to go back to my place? And he's like, shut up, you stupid floozy. I'm clearly an American.
to. He always turns him down. I'm too busy being the first person to ever LARP.
Frank's like Forrest Gump, except he just doesn't do any of the events he gets invited to.
That's right.
Seriously, like I said I was the first winger. Frank was the first cosplayer of all time. Frank just kept dressing up like this dude. Frank, that's got to be the thing. We got to find a way to make that a video game.
That'd be amazing.
You just becoming the prince and go in all your
Right.
adventures. You have to
Becoming
get through the
different people.
pranks. There's a timer on it. Someone
Put him in the Prince of Persia games.
Yeah. Ooh, I'd like to watch Frank in that. There's not the Prince of Persia porn, though. We don't want to see that. Not at all.
You know, I beg to differ with you. I got a call once from a porno company that makes porno movies, and
Is that what they
asked
make?
me- they offered me a gig fucking as Prince Amir Assad.
Why didn't you do that?
Are you serious?
Why not?
I take the robe? No way. I could,
You wear the robe. What are you talking about? You don't take the robe off.
what do I do? How do you get? I mean, you got
You bend them over and you drape it over their back.
Yeah, Jewish people do it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
they got the
Jews.
hole in it, yeah, and all that shit. Yeah.
Frank, you could tell the truth. You were worried if they put you in there with a Muslim woman, you wouldn't be able to see anything, and then ED would be a problem.
I don't know, Bobby. That story sounds legit because you know that porno company that makes porno movies called them.
You know that company that makes porno movies.
You know,
Porno movie company that sells
LLC.
children's novels.
Hello, it's the porno company. Patching you through to Mr. Prince Abdul, whatever.
Hello, governor. We're the porno company.
Hello, I'm 14. I'd like to fuck Frank, please.
How old did you say he was?
16.
Oh, 16.
Mr. Red Baron, where can people find your music? Where can they follow you? Thank you for doing the show, by the way. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course, man. Thank you for having me on. People can find the music on every platform you listen to music. Apple.
I listen on Spotify. It's very easy to find.
Yep. Google Play, Tidal, Deezer, wherever you are in the world, you can probably find me. You should spell my name TharedBaron, and you'll probably find me.
You will. If you
Yeah.
put that in the THA, you will find him.
Yep.
I find him.
Even though I sound retarded, when you listen to me rap, I sound less retarded.
Yes, we all listen. None of us. We all sound way better on stage than we do in real life.
Yeah.
When you did that English accent, I closed my eyes, I visualized Richard Burton. I mean, you nailed it.
He's Dickie Burton. He really is.
Boy,
Frank, you still got nothing, right?
No. I believe March or April I'll be back at Comics in Mohegan Sun.
nice.
That's what they're saying, but we don't know.
We don't know. It depends on the epidemic.
Curfew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby.
This weekend, if you are in Northumberland, Pennsylvania, I know it's the holidays. I know you're alone because you live in Northumberland, Pennsylvania.
Where's
I know you're considering hanging yourself from the tree, but instead, come hang out with me and Dick Nupp. We'll be performing at a theater there. It'll be a lot of fun. There are 4 great comedians on the show. I've worked with them all before. Ron Kane, Andrew Glessner, whose last name I forgot when we did the podcast. He was the host when I featured for Landau. It'll be a hot show. Come on out. The East Side Dave Show every Tuesday at 7:30. It's a lot of fun. It's chaos. It's not like this. It's just random and who knows. Smoke some weed and watch the East Side Dave Show.
When this comes out, I'll be on if it comes out to the real people, the free people, the show will be over. But for people on Patreon, I have a show tomorrow night in Woodbury, Connecticut, some brewery, whatever. It's going to be whatever it is. It's probably the last show of the year, so whatever. Come to it. I'll do more shit, whatever. I recorded stuff at the Stress Factory last week. By early January, that should be out and for people to check out. I'm going to do a free thing and just put it out for people. I did 50 minutes, and I freestyled 40 of it. And I came up with some bits I really like, but literally just off the cuff, came up with some fun stuff. And I had a couple of comics turn to me and go, holy shit, that's going to be something. I'm like, nope, never going to work on it again. I'm going to leave it just like a piece of shit like that. You can hear me every Sunday on WPLR, 991 PLR from 2 to 4. I'll be there this Sunday as well. Go to the Pat Oates YouTube channel or the Podophiles YouTube channel to find all my podcasts. Thank you so much, everybody, for being on the show.
So wait, what are you doing? You're putting out something? Are you just to put out something or?
Yeah, every year I put out something.
Okay.
I like to put an hour out of something. I like to constantly create.
Okay.
Just like you know what I mean? I like to put out news. I don't like to get stale in my stuff. I like to say things from the moment and just put it out there. So that way, when I do die, people go, yeah, we hated him and no one knew who he was, but he had a lot of work. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it. I want that out there. But I think, Bobby, since you did it so well last week, I think you could close the show.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. And everybody, remember, check us out next week and don't be a piece of shit.
Boom.